I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record News Watch. What you are looking at is just one scene from what emergency personnel in Orange, Sullivan, and Ulster counties are calling the most devastating weather event ever to hit the region. No municipality in the Catskills or Hudson Valley was spared the wrath of Tropical Storm Irene, as 6 inches or more of rain turned local streams into raging rivers that overflowed their banks, stranding residents, closing roads, and damaging property. Then there were Irene's gusty winds that brought down trees and power lines, leaving tens of thousands of people without electricity. Today, Central Hudson officials called the damage done to their system the second worst in the utility's history.
At the peak, more than 115,000 Central Hudson customers were without power, 60,000 in Ulster County. And since the beginning of the storm, a cumulative total of 180,000 customers were impacted, with about 75,000 here in Ulster County.
Jim Brune of Westbrookville ventured out Sunday morning to check out the damage done to nearby Route 209.
It's bad. Fortunately, we didn't get hit as hard as I thought we might. Obviously, the Pine Kill is running pretty good, but we really didn't have any flooding on the far side, like the Pine Kill broke out or anything of that nature, like we had back in, I believe it was 2004 with that flooding. So, you know, we're making out pretty good, actually. All things considered.
Farther down Route 209 into Port Jervis, an overflowing stream shut down Route 6 in the Tri-States section of the city, cutting off that major artery into Port Jervis. The stories were the same in other communities throughout the region. Route 6 in Slade Hill is closed after an overflowing stream ripped through the roadway, providing a good example of how powerful and damaging surging floodwaters can be. In nearby Otisville, roads were closed and floodwaters stranded residents. The local firehouse became a makeshift shelter for those taken from their homes. A section of Route 211 in Mount Hope was closed again after recently reopening following a spring flood. Town of Mount Hope Police Chief Paul Ricard was trying to keep up with it all on Sunday.
Well, it's been a great team effort here, the fire department, the town highway department, the village highway department. So to be honest with you, I don't think we've been overwhelmed with it. We're trying to keep up the best we can, and we're getting everything in a timely fashion. But it's the cooperative effort. It's the police with the fire department. The fire department's really been hosting us here at the firehouse, feeding us and making sure everyone's got the proper equipment. You know, we couldn't do it without them. We couldn't do it without the town highway department and Dean, the superintendent of the highways, and the village mayor and the village highway superintendent. It's a team effort, and that's, you know, what makes us able to accomplish the goal of getting the roads open.
The damage and road closings are widespread. In Ulster County, the Esopus Creek continued to rise today, raising an alert that even more flood damage could be coming in that section of Ulster County. But nowhere was the damage more evident than in the city of Middletown, where the Monhagen Brook overflowed its banks, turning Monhagen Avenue and adjoining Fulton Street into a rushing river. This is what Irene did to the city's public works garage on Monhagen Avenue. There is now a huge sinkhole in their parking lot that was caused by the rushing water underground. Middletown Mayor Joe DeStefano was assessing that scene this morning.
Well, I think many of us have never experienced a storm with this devastation. The streets are torn up, some of the culverts under the streets are torn up. We had pretty extensive damage throughout the city. We had several dozens of volunteers plus our staff did an excellent job in responding to all the incidents. But one thing you can't control is water, and all of this damage is water related. It was like a stream or a mad river going down Monhagen Avenue and Fulton Street, and that created most of the damage throughout the city. Well, we just got off the phone with the Orange County Office of Emergency Management. FEMA will be in the county this week. We're identifying all the structural damage and major damage, not only to the city property, but we're also asking homeowners if they have individual damage to call City Hall, call my office, so that we can do an assessment of their damage or a brief assessment and notify FEMA of the problems that they're also having. We're hoping that, and I believe the county may have already been declared a federal disaster area, that will make the city possibly eligible for funds, and also maybe individual homeowners eligible for funds. But we will be the contact person or the contact agency for the individuals in the city to make claims, and the Office of Emergency Management in the county is the conduit for federal monies for the municipalities.
And while the mayor says the city's essential services can be provided, Public Works Commissioner Jacob Tawil says there won't be any quick fixes to the city's damaged infrastructure.
Some roads may remain closed, such as Fulton and East Avenue and Fulton and South, because some of the structures we may not be able to do an assessment for it because they are underground culverts, and we're going to have to wait until it's safe for us to go in there and assess the culverts structurally. Some of the culverts, it's obvious that they are totally lost, such as what you can see behind me. So we're hoping that the federal government will step in and help us out in this disaster.
Communities in Sullivan and Ulster counties were hard hit as well, and there's word that more than half of Ulster County's residents were still without power as of late this morning. Through it all, volunteers answered the call to action. This was just one of the countless incidents that they responded to. Here, a woman needed to be rescued from her car after it had gotten stuck in the flood-swollen waters of the Wallkill River on Oil City Road in Warwick this morning. The cleanup and recovery will take an extensive period of time, and it could be days before many of the thousands of people without electricity get their power restored. Keep checking back here at Record Online for the latest information on what's been closed, how recovery efforts are progressing, and for any updates that could impact you in the days ahead. The sun was a welcome sight this morning, and thankfully it'll be around throughout the week, giving us a chance to recover from the effects of the storm. Tomorrow will be sunny and pleasant, with temperatures reaching the low to mid 80s. Wednesday will be another sunny day, with the highs again up around 85 degrees. Get the latest information on what Irene left behind throughout the Catskills and Hudson Valley right here at Record Online, and continue to read all about it in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. For Record News Watch, I'm Tracy Baxter.